So right out of the gate, I want to give a shout out to Sam Withers. He put together a great summary of the town hall that Kieran just had this morning. He was also recently on Scoriox's channel with an AMA with Kieran. So he put together this great summary, and he has good insight of what's going on because of that AMA he had earlier. These were better notes than I took, so I'm simply just going to go through them in case you didn't see this already. And if you're not following him on Twitter, I would head over there right now. I'll leave a link to his Twitter down below. Now, before we even get into it, I have an AMA myself with Kieran on Tuesday night, July 23rd, Eastern Time. Planning on doing it live, but any last minute questions you have that may have came out of this town hall or questions that you got from the interview that Scoriox and Sam had with Kieran, throw them in the comments down below and I'll try to ask Kieran on Tuesday. But let's get into it. So launch date, that's going to be at 1800 UTC on July 25th. Now how they're doing this year is they're going to have a 2-hour period where you can download the game and play the tutorial along with a more full cinematic trailer. And then after that first 2 hours, so it should be 2000 UTC, however you say that, that's when the game is going to officially launch and you can start playing. Now, Kieran specifically said these numbers for fuel price targets, so I'm guessing these would be the top rail. So stage 1, he's looking at 64 cents, stage 2, $1.91, and stage 3, $5.74. So for the overworld, NPCs in Sanctum Mesa on launch, potentially reroll in land or rerolling stats in the game when capturing alluvials. That's not on launch, and I'll explain what that means for land a little further on. Alluvial combat is looking near completion and will be one of the first features implemented after open beta. So what's coming for open beta is already locked in. They need to lock it in, a certain period before the actual launch. So any new feature that you hear, over this next few days at this point is going to be an update in the future. Multiplayer is coming, is at the top of the list, and they've tested it internally. From my understanding, this is just in Sanctum Mesa where you can, run around, maybe shoot each other. I'm not sure of any games coming with that, and I don't believe it has anything to do with traveling to the regions, at least not now. That's still something cool to look forward to. The caption token number will be shown on the alluvials, and it'll be on launch or close to. So what this is talking about is like if you catch the first ramfire, or I guess if you fuse the first ramfire, however you get the first ramfire, you should be able to see somewhere that was the first ramfire. So if you really want something super rare and you're able to just jump into the open beta like the second it launches, just catch the first alluvial you can possibly find, and then you should have the number 1 of that alluvial if you can do it quick enough, and that's going to be pretty rare. Alright, so over to Illuvium 0. Focusing on getting players to own their own land. So the reroll feature, so this is something that Kieran mentioned that he would like. I don't think it's set in stone yet, but they had talked about if you catch an alluvial with like poor stats, you could reroll the stats, like pay a little bit of Solon or something to reroll the stats. But Kieran was saying, what if you needed to reroll the stats like within a structure on an Illuvium land? So if you don't own land, it's going to incentivize you to either go out and buy land yourself so you can re-roll the stats, or you can pay someone to re-roll the stats on their land. And if you're a landowner, maybe you focus on building up those structures to re-roll stats, and then you can be paid to re-roll stats in different alluvials. Unclear how that's going to work out, but it definitely sounds cool. A good new utility if we get it. They've had new hires on the team recently for Illuvium 0. Someone asked about milestones for Illuvium 0. In the testnet, there wasn't any of those milestones for 0. It was just for Overworld and Arena. So we will be getting milestones for Illuvium 0. Blueprints and megacities should be ready to go around 2 to 3 months after launch. So speed-ups go to RevDis pool after App Store cuts. And what that's talking about is the credits that you would buy for Illuvium 0 with an in-app purchase. Now, if you're not aware, especially like Apple and the App Store, they take like a huge percentage off the top of any in-app purchases. So that's definitely good to know. All right, so Illuvium Arena. Gauntlet will be ready to go for launch. I already have a video out there. I know there's a tournament coming up this weekend that Kieran is putting on. I think it's 8 guilds, 4 players for each guild. Those players already got a code to start playing. So people who stream like Paz, Viper, Scoriox, I know they're all playing now. I can play. So definitely watch some videos on that because I think it's a super fun mode and I can't wait for more people to play that on launch. Leviathan Gauntlet will be ready shortly after launch. Leviathan Gauntlet will show alluvial glow if you own an alluvial from the overworld. A mobile version is on the card, so I guess it's not set in stone, but likely at this point. Leaderboard rewards will start at the right time after seeing the data and player numbers. So yeah, you're going to be racking up points for the airdrop, but the leaderboard rewards might not be there right away. They just kind of want to figure things out before they start that up. For Illuvium Beyond, Wave 3 is complete, as in like it's ready to go, and they're looking to put it out there in late September. And there's a very special partner, very big, he says, and when I was listening to this, Kieran said it was Team Liquid Liquid that helped them get this partner. So, I mean, your speculation is as good as mine at this point, but someone that Team Liquid is partnered with is likely to be a partner with Illuvium. New album upgrades and features, which I'm excited for. So, the Airdrop preseason 1 and 2, 500 people received 10 ILV plus just for playing, so that's roughly $700. And keep in mind, that's also calculated after the ILV price dropped dramatically. So if we just get back to where we were, it's over double that value. The vesting dates haven't changed, so it's like a 6-month vest from when you get sent those tokens. Your ILV might increase due to removing bots. Nearly finished. Yeah, so the team internally is working on filtering out bots, people who didn't earn the airdrop points in a legit way. So as more of those get removed and cycled out, whatever you're allotted to right now might still go up. Airdrop seasons 1 through 6 begin on launch. So my guess is that 6 months. Yeah. So actually, this is news to me. So it's 30K ILV. I didn't hear this talked about myself. 30K ILV each month for 6 months. So it's a total of 180,000 ILV. So that's pretty cool to see. So forget about the value of the alluvials you catch and anything that you farm. There's going to be a ton of value just from playing for these airdrop points. All right, so we got some random stuff in here. The team is aware of bots and rest assured that they're combating the bots and the cheaters. Bugs are currently getting fixed and most should be good to go on launch. You know, if you haven't been playing, I wouldn't even be too worried about these bugs because I've been playing and, you know, it's a very playable game. The bugs are, you know, few and far between. Fuel prices are pretty good, a sweet spot, but can be changed if needed. Blockchain network on Immutable should be fine at launch and no need to go to ZK EVM right now. Game is still getting optimized for lower quality computers. Forged items that don't go through or stuck will be fixed on the mainnet. And if the problem does go wrong, customer support is there to help. Fuel is off-chain for now, not a big deal. Without getting too much into that, a couple things I think right away with off-chain means if you're buying the fuel, you can't just send that fuel wherever you want anymore because it's not on-chain. It's not an actual token, at least not for now. Before, you might have been able to farm your own tokens on Illuvium 0, send them to your Overworld account into your wallet, and then say you wanted to do a scholarship kind of thing. Then you could distribute those coins out to different wallets. Now you can't do that. Once that fuel is in your Overworld account, then it's yours. Yeah, it's there until you use it. If you own a land plot, you can claim and use it directly in the game right away. So that's great to hear on day one. And that's about it. So like I said, any further questions you have, drop them down below in here. I have an AMA with Kieran. I'll make sure to ask him every last minute question that I possibly can. The game is coming out on July 25th. If you don't have an account already, you haven't signed up yet, use my link down below. I'm going to be part of the Illuvium Alliance program, so I'm going to have, links and creator codes. The creator code should be Najaf. I'd really appreciate if you like the content that I'm putting out, then use my links, use my code. It's really going to help me out a lot. I've been making content for Illuvium for almost 3 years now, which is kind of crazy because the game hasn't been out this whole time, and we're finally there, and I'm about to kick it into an extra gear. So thanks for watching. Again, go follow Sam for putting together this post, and make sure you're subscribed here because I got a lot coming. Thanks for watching.